what should we do? All the jokes have become the news. Take the black pill they're prescribing you. Game over. Game over. Game over. Game over. There is nothing to say, nothing you can do. The government and media just lie to you. Sit back and laugh, it's overdue. Game over. Game over. Game over. Game over. The host is a cripple, he can't stand gravity or the man. Game over. Game over. Game over. Game over. The show is the chat Johnny doesn't understand. We don't care what he has planned. Game over. Game over. Game over. Game over.
All right, we're late. We're late, but we're here. I'm not wearing my goggles because I had too much trouble with my contact lenses. So, no goggles. Yay, Johnny's here, says Brian Science. Howdy, Johnny. How is the apartment hunting? Oh, that's going to be a fun little talk that we get to have. I did a lot to, I had made an appointment today that I had to keep. And then when setting up the apartment appointment, I went, well, why don't we just, set it up at any time? The lady that I was setting it up with was very adamant that she had all day and was available. And so I set up the appointment and I went to the apartment. But it is a very security controlled apartment. And what I ended up finding out was there was no one to buzz, no one to talk to, because, believe it or not, I didn't actually talk to the manager of the property involved. I talked to one of the people for the management company, which manages a variety of apartments all over the state. And so I called that company, left a message for the lady managing the apartment I was interested in, got jerked around for the entire time that I thought I'd be spending in said appointment, got home and started prepping a show and received a phone call, spoke to the manager of said apartment building and found out the company that manages said apartment building, there's like 2 apartments, this one and another one that they manage in the area. They're both like, you apply ahead of time and then you're on the waiting list. And there's, as she said, there's a lengthy waiting list. So not only is that apartment pretty much not going to work, I'm back to square one and it's like, hey, fucking life sucks. So yeah, now I don't know what to do. If I'm honest, I was bummed out. I considered not even doing a show because I'm just no fucking idea. Like, because it's not like, oh, this one didn't work, boo-hoo, too bad, so sad. It's like, oh, this one didn't work, and now we're completely fucked. Is the chat box on or off?
Fuck off.
So, yep, there we go. Chat box. Oh, wait. Nope. Now it's on. Okay, let's see if this does that then. There we go. So it was a waste of time going out. Not only was it a waste of time going out, the other places that I had on the list, well, the other place that I had on the list to look into after this one, like, step 2 or place number 2 is already off the list. So my list is back to 0 is really what it is, which really fucking sucks. It's very disheartening. It's very upsetting. And I'm very, very not happy about it. Yeah. Is it? Oh, that's the chair. I was like, oh, that's just the chair. So, people can't run their shit properly. Here's the problem. The lady who answered the phone yesterday that I spoke to on the phone just fucking kept yes-anding me to get the phone call to move. Oh, what are you interested in? Oh, these are your pieces of information. What's your email and phone number? Okay, we've got you set up for tomorrow at noon. See you then. Like, that person just fucking filed that shit down the line as opposed to shooting me straight with actual information when I spoke to them, which would have saved me not only part of my day yesterday, but a huge chunk of it today. I would have had the show on time. I would have, probably would have been able to wear my goggles because I wouldn't have put my contacts in first thing in the fucking morning. I wouldn't have rearranged my whole day so I could be all, like, freshly showered first thing in the morning so that way I could get out and see people and not whatever. I didn't do my hair. Like, everything's fucked up now because of this bullshit. So, all right, let's, switch that to live chat, and let's get the Rumble chat out there for Rumble. Lab Glass, DBL Meanness, saying hi, y'all. Well, hello, DBL. Hi, everyone. Johnny's so mad he forgot to put his sun goggles on. No, it's literally, I got home, and my eye was bothering me from the sunlight getting in it and stuff, and I just decided I was already in such a mood I wasn't gonna keep my contact lenses in. It was going to just be an annoyance. And, yeah, I wouldn't say I was so mad I didn't put the goggles on. I was just, you know what? I didn't want to do it. The fun part about the goggles is it's my own thing that I do for me, and people, like, flip out about it or whatever. I'm like, I don't care. People make fun of it, whatever. I'm like, I don't care. Because, again, it's about a me thing. I like wearing them for me. I have fun. Carlos Ramirez, how did it go, Johnny? Well, I came into Johnny Yelling, says PTD streaming. Sorry to do that, PTD streaming. I did not have a good morning or afternoon, really. It hurt a little bit to have that problem. I mean, what am I supposed to do now? We could go get I don't know, fucking Digger saying hi, kids. Hey, everybody, how you doing? So it's going to a hotel. It's going to a hotel. You have room available. Yes, we have one room left. Great, I'll take it. Okay, you want non-smoking or non-smoking? I have no idea what you're talking about, St. Aaron. This one, like I said, the problem was the lady on the phone had no authority to make the promises she made. Johnny can live with some stranger. I mean, what the fuck, Johnny? We still love you. Visible eyes and all, says Brian. Well, thank you, Brian. Thank you so much. Yeah, I don't. The only thing that the glasses suck for is that I'm getting very conscious that this eye, the right side of my body is getting weak, but when you get up to the head, it's like the left side because it's like this eye is always the one that shuts. So yeah, it's I don't know what I'm gonna do now. I start buying lottery tickets, I guess. We'll see if I can Powerball my way into a McMansion. That sounds like a plan. How about that? How about we win a cool like $400,000? We lose like half of it to the government, and we use the other half buying a small shitty house. That works. You spent the morning with Aaron and no Digger to balance you out. Of course, you are pissed off. You're not entirely wrong, Professor Tie-Dye. But no. Leaving the show with Aaron, I was in a great mood. The thing that pissed me off was solely the sitting at the apartment complex. And it got an extra soupçon of agitation when we got here. And I get a fucking phone call, and they're like, oh, well, I'm the apartment manager. You didn't speak to me yesterday. Who did you talk to? And I went, I'm sorry, I can't remember the name of the person I spoke to directly, but I called the number through Google that I called today. So you returning my call today means that I spoke to the managerial complex. It was whoever answered the phone, and they just scheduled me for an appointment today. And that all happened yesterday. And, oh, well, not only can you not just come in for an appointment and examine a place? Not only do we not offer that service is the closest to offering it that we do is after you've been approved and we have an availability, which fucking snowballs chance in hell. So it's just like, oh, And so I even said this to her. I was like, oh, so this is wholly impractical. Okay. So, like, I thanked her for her time. She didn't have any suggestions of where to go or what to do. I honestly don't know where I'm going to go or what I'm going to do. So it's all in the air. Finding an apartment for less than $1,000 is fucking hard. Brian, it wasn't even that. I'm like, again, it'd be one thing if I'm pissed because, I can't find a place in my price range. No. I need to find a place that's going to work for old cripple here. And not only is making that work apparently going to be difficult, but the place I'd been spending all the time yesterday and today setting up was fucking completely pointless. But yeah, finding an apartment or even around here for less than $1,000 is going to be really difficult. And $1,000 is about half of my monthly earnings. So 50% rent, that's a little high. So I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know. Everybody's like, oh, I'm sure there's assistances and things to help people like you. Yeah, chase down that rabbit hole. And what I found out was, no, there ain't. To put it quaintly, no, there ain't. I guess leave that there for now. Did you Powerball your way into a McMansion? Do you want a mansion with shit everywhere? I meant McDonald's, you asshole. And you knew that. But again, you're stupidly retarded obsessed with that one thing, so fuck off. Apartments, you live on the same money I do. Less, actually. Yeah, probably. Unless you're living off of the government dime specifically. I'm living off of partial government dime. I pay taxes. I file my taxes. I pay income tax on the money I make, but I do receive a generous amount from the, well, not even generous, let's be honest. I do receive a subsistable amount from the state, and yeah. And I get to be in this really fun gray area where I don't qualify for additional assistances and things because I'm trying to earn my way onto my own. But they're like, but since you're working, why should we help you? It's like, wait a minute, what? All right, so yeah. Yeah, I've anonymous. I have no idea what I'm going to do. So, hey, that's awesome. We have a show we're going to try and do for 2.5 hours. We're going to see if we can pull that off. Military retirement, no savings. Had a family instead. Once I was broke, they split. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. So then, yeah, we're probably living about on the same take. I would certainly hope you get more in military retirement than I do in disability. I'm all for disability assistances and things, but I would hope military retirement pays better. Certainly earned more. Alrighty, let's go pull up our first hour stories. I have stuff from yesterday to go over. We're going to go over the stories we have. I had some issues with my prep sheet getting fucky, so we're going to have to cover a few different things. Like I said, we're going to try go till 2:30. I feel like once I run out of content, we'll kind of land it there. Our show goal is currently sitting at $65 for Monday, July 7th. So we're into next week. Everything we make goes into next week. We're not counting Friday as a goal day because Friday the 4th, I figure I'll probably come on at like 4, July 4th at 4. Boom. Central Standard Time. So we're going to do that to hang out with you lovely folks. So July 4th at 4. We'll hang out for like an hour or a half hour. I don't know. Half hour, 45, somewhere in there. And we'll just kind of like, hey, there you go, people. We're checking in with you for the end of the day. Although at 4, that would be kind of late on the London side. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, whatever. Let's register Just Kidding LLC as a 501c3 and count this as not your money so the government reinstates your assistance. I have all the money I can have before I get like additional assistances. But yeah, I'm untangling that whole mess. It's like I said, like I said to someone else, the world is not designed for crippled people. There's exceptions made to allow them to slide through the gates, but again, those exceptions are incredibly narrow. They don't allow a lot of flexibility. They certainly don't encourage individualism or working to become self-sufficient, because why would you do that? Apparently. Let's close these. Got to open up the Venmo and the PayPal, so we have those open, so we get vvv'd if we need to do that. I'll link the PayPal stuff in the chat and all that, and then we'll get back to doing a show. All right, and then we have to load up our stories and get into that stuff. $1,400 before taxes. Disability covers the rest, says Anonymous. Then yeah, you're doing better than me. Well, you're doing better than me on disability alone. Bam. All right. Well, duh. 2,000 years ago, you'd be wolf food. You know what the fun part is? 2,000 years ago, I probably would have died of asphyxiation, because my body would just start getting worse massively, the ankle, and then move up to the leg. The whole process, I've done the math, take about 6 years. Uninterrupted from 2001, I'm dead by 207. Trying never to be on disability. They are golden handcuffs, and I knew that going in, but I went in with the hope of getting off those handcuffs. I got very, very depressed and felt trapped and a lot of other stuff. And then a lot of stuff happened. And then I met Adrian, which led to Aaron, which led to doing the show, which led to me getting my life back. And I thought, wait, we can do this. See, here's the thing. Like, I was already blackpilled to the suck start a shotgun stage. And then like a lot of things came together after that to kind of spin me around, get me in a better place, get my mind right. And so I did that, and now we're going back the other way again. It sucks. It sucks. Do you still use crutches, or you just Johnny Wheels now? I still use a walker at the comedy show at Stoney's. I'm probably going to try and get on stage with a cane, a raisin cane, and I'm going to get to that in a minute. That is funny. So, but yeah, no, largely wheelies. Actually, I can't do wheelies. I don't have enough core control yet. I got to work on that. But thank you for that. Digger at Brian the Science, what's up? Hey, good to see you. 2,000 years ago, there was no MS. It's the French's fault for finding it in 1895. Yeah, before 1895, we were all just possessed by demons. So I guess, like, thanks. I don't know what they can prescribe for demon possession, so multiple sclerosis at least seems like a somewhat manageable problem by comparison. Lexi jumping in saying, hey, buttheads. Good to see you, Lexi. Welcome. Welcome to the program. We've got 2.5 hours for you. If you're just joining us, the apartment thing ended up being massively disappointing. So, oof. When is the comedy show, says Brian the Science? The comedy show, I believe, is the weekend of the, let's pull it up specifically, the weekend of the 26th and 27th. So the comedy show should be on the 26th, Saturday the 26th, with the golf tournament being Sunday the 27th, is my understanding. I couldn't imagine any other way of doing it. So... and by the way, it's probably going to be that weekend. I'll get you your Stoney's hat, sir, and I'll forward it out to you. So there you go. Oh, we got our names back. Yeah, I noticed that today on Aaron's show. People got their names back, which I am a fan of. I did not change any settings before the name changes or after the name changes. So the return of your names has as much to do with me as the loss of them was, which is nada. Not a damn thing. Had nothing to do with it. So we have 2.5 hours of content. I linked the PayPal, Venmo, Streamlabs stuff for people that want to support the program. We're currently ahead of the whole budget deal, and we like being there. So if you want to help us stay there, you're enjoying the show, it's pinned to the top. You know where to find it. And pin and manually pin. Boom. There we go. All right. Let's go here. All right. We have a Florida man who found an interesting way to avoid paying bills. We got a story to catch up on that's been developing in our area. So if you haven't heard of it, you certainly will. Oh boy, we got a fun piece of confirmation bias. And then what's this one? Oh yeah, I remember what this one is. This is one I didn't get to play yesterday that I really couldn't believe. And that's a super short clip. I likey hit it. Thank you, Balls Deep. My name is the same both ways, so win-win, King Kong Dong says. Yes, good for you, sir. Tonight, when the sun goes down, I'm going to watch a fireworks show over the lake. It'll be on the TV, though, not show locally. Happy Canada Day, LMAO. So are the fireworks real? Because, like, it's Canada, and I wouldn't for a second put it past you guys to put on, like, a AI-generated fireworks show so you don't actually light anything on fire, which would actually be a good idea because you guys are burning down the forest so much. However, it is lame and gay. Hey. So I will say, I don't know. Canada has a day, says AP? Yeah, dude. Canada has a day. And it is apparently today. Like me, you just found that out today. I'm sure I knew that before. I just never bothered to remember it. Or I like a variety of state capitals. I fucking couldn't retain the information. All right, Digger sounds good. Enjoy. We need to do a shot of maple syrup in honor of Canada Day. I don't know that I can handle maple syrup. My gut doesn't feel happy. I thought I'd feel better after torquing one loose right before the show, but now I'm Lexi saying, "Hey Johnny, how'd the apartment thing go?" I thought we covered that. I'll get into it again. The person who took my call yesterday lied through their teeth, and the appointment I had today didn't exist. The apartment complex and the associated managerial company who runs said complex don't show apartments until after you've applied and been approved and there's an open unit. However, they have a lengthy waiting list. So even if I apply and get approved, will I have a place by September? Probably not. I'll probably still just be on the waiting list. So, yeah. Brian the Science, putting it very, very simply, bad. It went bad. It went bad, and I'm bummed about it. I'm literally back to square one because it's not only that apartment that's out, it's every apartment complex that property manager manages, which was the current list that we had and was the big motivation for things are moving forward. I'm sorry to hear that. Not as sorry as I was. Believe me. Not as sorry as I was. The person who was the sorriest about the whole thing was me. I was the sorriest about the whole thing, but I appreciate that. It's nice of you. I'm sure the next one will go fine. Like I said, this what is it? I'll go shopping this Wednesday or Thursday. Pick up a loaf of bread because I can afford that, and then I'll buy a lottery ticket. That's what it is. The Lord works in mysterious ways, and He's telling me that it's not in the arms of the apartments that I shall find refuge. It's in the Powerball. God is talking to me. It's documented. It's proven. The Lord has told me I just have to go in and buy a Powerball ticket. I'm going to win big. I got to bet. The numbers will come to me at the time. I'm going to play my birthday, my daughter's birthday, and I swear to Christ. Private property. So, Digger, we having a big display Friday. Hubby and our oldest son have been accumulating fireworks for months. We put on a show for the River Association. Yeah, dude, there's a lot of fireworks that I hear going off in my neighborhood, and that's a disconcerting thing around the 4th of July. But yeah, we should get Johnny one of those Amazon folding homes. What, you mean like you unfold it and you have a home? Yeah, dude, so who was it? I think it was Digger that was talking to me back in the day. You could like buy houses off the Sears catalog. God, I wouldn't want to live in one of those. I don't know that would work. But at this point, whatever. I'm going to be in my car pretty soon, it sounds like, which is going to make doing the show difficult because I have no idea how I'm going to fit all of this shit into my car. But after we figured that out, then we're golden. It is the saddest fucking thing. Anyways, we've got videos to watch, stories to cover, things to get into. We're going to try and go till 4:30. I've got all the content I could prep before I launch the show put together. We'll burn through all of that. If we run out, we might end early because today's been an emotional punch in the gut. Still feel it. Johnny should just camp in bank parking lots and hope they leave the bank open one night. Yeah, I don't... King Kong Dong, I don't think that'll work. That sounds awesome. You're very lucky, my friend. Yeah, that's... Digger, that's going to be a fun little show. American fireworks kick ass. And when you get into private citizens letting off fireworks, now you know it's exciting. You know it would be really fun to see someone launch a fucking can of tannerite and blow it up in air. That would be awesome. But it'd be very difficult to do because you're going to need to launch the tannerite like pneumatically, like with air. But still. AP, it'll be hard to do, but an option. What'll be hard to do? Parking lots and hope that they... Or the foldable home. Where am I going to put it? Like, I don't have a plot. I feel like that part might be a very necessary part of the equation then. So, still not quite what you're on. No. Most fireworks are made, wait for it, in China. Well, I believe Dave Lee, I could be wrong, but aren't the Chinese, like, the inventors of the black powder and the original fireworks? I thought, like, black powder and phosphorus and things like that, I thought that was, like, a Chinese invention. Could be wrong. No idea. No idea. All right, so Florida man guilty. We'll read this one quick. I've never flown, but I do know that flying can be expensive. So I understand when somebody might be in trouble for defrauding airlines of 120 free flights by posing as a flight attendant. This shouldn't work. This really shouldn't work. They say fake it till you make it, but one Florida man took the phrase very seriously after posing as a flight attendant to book more than 120 free flights over the course of 6 years. On Tuesday, the United States Attorney's Office for the Southern District of Florida announced that a federal judge found Tehran Alexander, 35, guilty of wire fraud and unlawfully entering a secure airport area at Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport under false pretenses. According to court documents and evidence presented at trial, Alexander booked free flights from 2018 to 2024 on an airline carrier's website that were only available to pilots and flight attendants who worked other airlines. Alexander flew on 34 flights with the airline carrier without paying for any of them by posing as a flight attendant who worked for other airlines. This isn't half bad idea. Over the 34 flights Alexander claimed through the airline carrier's website application process, a process that required an applicant to select whether they were a pilot or a flight attendant and provide their employer, date of hire, and badge number information, that he worked for several different airlines and had approximately 30 different badge numbers and dates of hire, the press release explained. Evidence at trial also showed that Alexander impersonated a flight attendant on 3 other airline carriers and booked more than 120 free flights by falsely claiming to be a flight attendant. I mean, was he called upon to be a flight attendant? And when called upon, did he flight attend? I mean, you're bringing me peanuts. It's not exactly brain surgery. The carriers named the court documents include American Airlines, Spirit. All right, dude. If we don't count the Spirit Airlines flights. All right, you want to junk in? You want to jump into that fucking circus? That's on you. All right, no. I'd say at that point he paid for his flights by seeing what happened. According to Alexander's indictment, he stated that he worked for an airline headquartered in Dallas since November of 2015, but never held a position as a pilot or flight attendant, which meant he was never eligible for the free flights. The maximum sentence for wire fraud is 20 years in prison and 10 years for entering the secure airport areas under false pretenses, according to the indictment. So he's going to get 30 at most. The Transportation Security Administration, TSA, is currently investigating the case, and the U.S. District Judge Jacqueline Becerra is scheduled to sentence Alexander on the 25th of August. So why is it the TSA's fault? They're not the ones that, like, you guys had a horrible airline checking thing. Those airlines are a joke then. Spirit Airlines is a fly at your own risk. Yeah, dude, he took a free flight on Spirit Airlines. No. If this science stuff or firefighting thing doesn't work out, then I'm going to be a flight attendant, says Brian. Oh, you got a firefighting plan? That's cool. Science stuff is fun. Yeah, I can't be a flight attendant. That's just because all the airlines hate handicapped people. They just don't allow us to be flight attendants. I mean, I'm in a wheelchair. I can't fly a plane. Just because I can't reach the pedals. You ableist assholes. But I can do a damn sight better than any able-bodied lady got. All right, come on. Now you're just being a jerk. Okay, speaking of ladies doing better than the ladies, I'm not surprised to hear this come about for this next story. It's kind of obvious. The team in Minnesota that won the state championship because they had a pitcher who pitched 2 shutout games back to back, 14 straight innings of no hitters, because one of their pitcher was a guy. They are now under investigation from the federal government. So the state I live in, and I agree with this in the sense of not allowing. Spirit Airlines should be paying that guy to, I think he means to go. Or to fly. No, they shouldn't be paying him. But if he went through that much work to get to, like, fake his way onto a Spirit Airlines flight, I say we call it a wash. I mean, it was, as we said, a Spirit Airlines flight. Hey, it's not 420 anywhere that I know of, but fuck it. It's probably somewhere. AP softball, yeah. Brian the Science, I may be a firefighter if I start to hate this chemistry thing. Well, I am certainly somebody who ignites things on fire. I looked into being a firefighter when I was younger, but that was only because I was going to do that as a an AIT training thing in the military. I never went to the military though. Guess what showed up first? Hey. Anyways, so the HHS Office of Civil Rights has insisted that the state must follow federal law and not its current state laws that permit boys' inclusion in girls' sports. The state of Minnesota is already under investigation by the U.S. Department of Education for its state laws that allow biological males in girls' sports. That is in direct violation of President Trump's Keeping Men Out of Women's Sports executive order. So pretty much for those of you who didn't know, is this the... Can we open image in new tab? Open image in new tab. Oh, no, this isn't a good one to work. It just looks normal there. The state championship hijacked by a team with a boy, wrote Riley Gaines. Marissa Rothberger pitched 7 shutout innings to lead Champlin Park's 6-0 win in the Minnesota Girls State Softball Championship. Yeah, but this was 2 games in a row. That's the other part. It was a shutout 2 games in a row.
Aboard the pitch. This hit down the line, and it's caught. That's it.
All right, well, somebody got it, though. I mean, I'm going to say right now, this isn't the clip like that you link if you want to help sell your image of, well, the guy's really not fair. Dude, this would have counted as a hit if that asshole didn't catch it. But they belted it up and it caught it in the outfield. So it's not your... That's it. Sorry, but that doesn't really seem that unfair overall. But yeah, it does start seeming hinky when you go, wait. So 2 whole games, nobody could score a hit off this asshole. Bro pitched a shutout for 2 games. Every single team that matched up with Marissa Rosberg in these playoffs deserves another chance at the tournament, whatever. Pitched 5 consecutive games. Pitching shutouts. Oh, it's worse than I thought. So, original name Charlie Marissa Rothberger pitched 5 consecutive games with shutouts in 4 of the 5. 4 of the 5 games, complete shutouts. Pitched 21 consecutive innings without allowing a run. Hit 2 doubles to lead the team to the championship in the semifinal. So, yeah, that's going to be really hard to... Oh, boy. So bye-bye federal funding. Mr. Q, good to see you. Hello, how you doing? Gugosin678. It's an interesting name. I hope I didn't mispronounce it. It's been a difficult day. I've had a rough day. So we're doing a fun show for the next 2 hours, talking about different news stuff. Right now, we're talking about the Minnesota girls softball team that allowed a 6-foot-tall former boy to pitch and play on the team. And surprisingly, that pitcher of 5 different championship games leading up to them winning the championship, 4 of them, including the championship game, complete shutouts. Nobody scored a hit. Nice. Where are you from? I'm in Minnesota. And there you go. You've got all the news. So there's that. We got a feel-good story to get to next. There's no pitching limit for softball. A pitcher can pitch as many games as the coach wants in fast pitch. Baseball is limited until the pro level. Anyone else want a Mary Morgan body pillow? I see a market there. Who the hell's Mary Morgan? These are random questions to bring. I have one final solution to all these trans sports. Give them their own division. That would work, in my opinion. But the problem you have there is the athletes say there aren't enough trans athletes to form their own division. And a lot of them, particularly in the female to male category, tend to be hesitant. It's almost like they enjoy having a competitive advantage. Side scrollers. She works for Tim Pool. Who's side scrollers? Oh, the Mary Morgan. That would explain why I don't know who she is. I don't really pay attention to much of Tim Pool. Nice. I'm from the UK. Well, we got a guy, the other guy that hangs out in the chat a lot on Twitch, also from the UK. I don't know, man. I'm kind of doing a thing. So let's get into our next story. We've got 12-year-old who saved their entire family from a burning home. Not enough to compete? Guess what? Sucks to suck. Don't compete, says King Kong Dong. Look, on the sense of wanting to be part of a sport.
Last time I checked, we don't have a whole lot of songs that feature the cowbell.
Thank you, Fettuccine El Poo for subscribing for 33 months. We love having you guys subscribe. I'll bring you your cowbell in just a second. What the? Oh, that's what. They could do it in one team, be the trans wolves. I don't think that'll work. Where's the cowbell? Where's the cowbell? All right. So here we go. Cowbell coming in for who was that? Fettuccine El Poo Poo, 33 months subscribed to the channel. Thank you for subscribing for 33 months. We appreciate all that awesome support. Cowbell coming in. Bell, yeah. go. And great. No, I'm not interested. Thank you. A Mary body pillow, probably not. She's cute, but I prefer my anime pillows. You guys got issues. The body pillows, man. The body pillows. I mean, I can understand having something through, but it's got to be shaped after a leg. By the way, it's not. Again, we're not. Thank you. But so 12-year-old saves entire family from burning home. This is from 3 weeks ago. I'm just hearing about this now. All right. Well, let's find out, where was this at before we get going. They got their grandma, and he got his grandma and his 1- and 2-year-old brothers out of the home. Insane. And
12-year-old who single-handedly got his family to safety when their house caught fire. So the flames broke out yesterday at the family's home in Petersburg. This is right near Richmond. Look at that there. The fire spread quickly, and Ramir Parker, he went into rescue mode. He got his 1-year-old brother out, his 2-year-old brother out, and their grandmother.
What about his parents? Where are his mom and dad?
He's amazing. I'm just happy he got them out the fire, right? You happy?
That's your grandma? You're 12 years old and that's your grandma? That's not... Wait, hold on.
He got his 1-year-old brother out, his 2-year-old brother out, and their grandmother.
AP saying kid's a hero. Absolutely. Kid is a goddamn hero. He saved his 1-year-old, his 2-year-old, and his grandma.
He's amazing. I'm just happy.
Again, this is a grandma? Like, no offense, how well did you age? Or, like, really? Am I the only person who feels like she looks like she's too young to be a grandma? Grandma? King Kong, oh, no. Fuck yeah, get this kid into Fire Academy. I mean, he definitely has talent as a firefighter. She looks 30. Right, and he's 12. Which means that if she looks 30, which means she became a grandma at 22? And that's being graceful, giving a little bit of a window just because I don't feel right. I am awaiting your reply on chat. I guess you didn't hear me talking. Again, I said thank you, but no thank you. So there you go. There's my reply.
He got them out the fire, right? You happy?
A 12-year-old knew his house was on fire, took time, got his 1-year-old.
I did not expect that voice to come out of that face. Let's go back to that for a second.
Knew his house was on fire, took time, got his
He kind of sounds like John Madden. Well, you know, the 12-year-old knew his house was on fire, and then you gotta come around there and get the defense. And Brett Favre is still the greatest torso in baseball.
1-year-old and 2-year-old brother out of the house, made sure his grandmother was out.
He covered all the lines. He busted out the window. Honestly, most professional job I've ever seen for a volunteer.
Things you would expect of an adult. This 12-year-old stepped up and saved 3 lives.
Yeah, that part is absolutely true. The 12-year-old did fucking big shoots, saved his whole family, which is awesome. Again, I have some questions about the parental figures, but I feel like now I'm just being a dick.
That is awesome. Thanks to Ramir. Everyone is okay. Investigators are tracing the cause of the fire to an electrical issue downstairs.
An electrical issue downstairs. Ooh. Shit scares me. 'Cause I'm downstairs. I don't like homes with electrical issues downstairs. AP, don't judge. Y'all know black don't crack. Well, hey, don't crack is fine. But that lady looks way too young to be grandma of a 12-year-old. Grandma of a 12-year-old. I bet they didn't change the batteries in the alarm. We don't know that. Okay. There we go. Something you may not know about me. Gukosin. I dislike people who don't listen. So you have learned. No working smoke alarm. We don't know that. It's not like these people lived every day in a house where there was an alarm going off like every 30 minutes or not even 30 minutes, every 30 seconds, excuse me. So every half a minute they had to worry about an alarm chirp that would remind them to change a battery. Obviously that wasn't happening. There's no proof of that. Electrical short downstairs could have been anything. Could have even been the smoke alarm. How bad would you feel if it was the smoke alarm? So the whole reason they weren't notified is because the thing that was supposed to warn them and tell them there was a problem was beeping its ass off and started a fire. Bad wiring, like a joint I rented. They had it rigged so I was paying for the power for house behind me. Ooh. Ooh. Well, we don't have any of that information. I wouldn't know that it's that. I would say probably. Well, I tried the hobby. It took over Japan. What the? I don't want to know. That looks remarkably troubling. So let's close that out there. Boom. What's this? Lefty's losing it. Greta Thunberg ranting in Budapest. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. All right. Anonymous in San Diego. So dad went to get milk. Mom went to the crack. Jesus, King Kong Dong. And grandma didn't change the smoke alarm. Makes sense why the 12-year-old is the man of the house. Well, dude, I don't care what you want to say about anybody in this story. The 12-year-old is the goddamn man of the house. You're the man. You save your 1-year-old, your 2-year-old, and your grandma is so fit she's doing fucking news interviews before the house is done smoking. I'm sorry, you are the man. You got it done. Let's fill some holes. He was cooking. He was making grilled cheese at night. I make them at night, Dad. But yeah, the kid's an effing hero. The mom and the dad, well, I want to know what happened. You know what? We're making all these jokes. Be horrible to find out that something uncouth happened to the parents. Anyways, let's close that. That 12-year-old, again, is the fucking man. His 1- and 2-year-old brothers were both asleep on the couch. Ramir said he grabbed the both of them in his arms and brought them outside before running back into the smoke-filled house to get his grandmother. He was upstairs in his room when he smelled the smoke. He told them. Well then, what the fuck? Why was this so short? Oh, he's already been named an honorary firefighter after saving all of his family. I'm not going to go through that for the ad. When he asked how he found the courage to put himself in danger, the 7th grader told the reporters, "It's my little brothers. I don't care, because the only thing that matters is I got my little brothers out of the house and my grandma." Firefighters arrived less than 4 minutes later, but the fire had already devoured much of the house. Pittsburgh Fire Chief Wayne Hoover said the following: "Bottom line, he saved his family's life." He went on to say when he turns 18, he's got a job with us. For the time being, though, the fire department did name him an honorary firefighter in honor of saving his family. All right. An honorary firefighter in honor. So there we go. If the fire's hot, gators be in it, says King Kong. I don't think there are any gators. Don't care. It's still funny. Yeah, it's funny. Fill some holes. Will Ivy save you? I don't think she could. I'm going to be honest. Part of the moving reason is there's nobody in this house that could carry me out of here. Whether it's a medical emergency or what the fuck ever, like nobody in this house can move my body. It is not anything anyone that lives here is capable of, which is why we have to move somewhere where it's easier for other people to do that or easier for me to get in and out. The biggest expense in our old home was upgrading the electric. When we bought it, it had the old-fashioned screw-in fuses. Oh, man. I remember those. Do they still use those anymore? I didn't know that, like, old-fashioned, sure, but, like, do they still use them? Johnny dying in a house fire in his current state. Yeah, pretty much. Would like there to be no house fire, preferably. But if there was one, I worry that I'm not going to make it. As long as, the cats are good, we'll be all right. Just so long as the cats are okay, guys. Let's double check the event. Oh, it looks like we got Cash Apped. We got Cash Apped $1.50. That's funny. $1.50. Thank you for the $1.50 on Cash App. That is awesome. All right. I still have fuses in my house. Yeah, but the type that you screw in, or like the real ones where you pop them in and you're good. I have the screw ones in my garage. Well, I guess then they're still useful. Don't spend it all in one place, Johnny. I know, that's fucking big buckage, King Kong Dong. I appreciate all the support we get. Every little bit helps. So thank you. Thank you very much. Woman who attacked 2 teens in Florida. Here we go. Mr. Q, 150. You're halfway to a Powerball ticket. Mr. Q, don't joke. I'm going to buy a Powerball ticket this weekend. And that, for all I know, that $1.50 that's going to cover it or whatever is the money I need. You're mean, sir. And it's only $1.50, and we live in a place with huge inflation and everything, but that little bit is probably all they can do to help. And I'm thankful that the person who threw that at me did that. What if that's the last bit of money they had to give out, and now they're living tight on the budget? Because their Freedom Finance account only had that $1.50, and they threw that at me. That's charity, man. That's generosity. And that's why you say thank you. It's like so many things in our society are fading. Common decency, key among them. Oh, and the inability to unmute a fucking channel, you jackass. Ha ha, Johnny's retarded. All right, so let's go ahead and go on this. We have a woman in Florida who attacked 2 teens in a road rage incident, and now it's being turned over to ICE. I put off dog food money for Johnny and Air. Well, thank you, King Kong Dong. Sweater puppies are...
After a case of road rage faces potential deportation. I'm Chandler Morgan.
She is more than just a pair of tits.
New tonight, a judge found
she is more than just a pair of tits. But let's go back for a second, because that lady's face is abysmal. She is, if I may drop the chat, more than... Again, the chat box thing doesn't work here. Great. I got to fix that. She is more than just a really amazing rack of tits. Just a perfectly sized, not too big, not too small rack of tits. I'm sorry. There you go. Chat box back. People will still use them. You sell the inspector, you will want an upgrade. That is his mother. I'm sure it's not his granny. Well, then why isn't the mother why was he living with the grandma? Where was mom? Again, he went in to save his grandma. He went in to get his brothers. Nobody mentioned parents. Says it's worth 80. Government says it's worth 80 grand. All right. I don't know what we're talking about. Overloaded power strips in homes, biggest cause of fire. Biggest expense in our home was upgrading the electric. People still use them, but when you sell, the inspector will want it upgraded. Cloth wire seems fine. Knob and tube wiring lulls. All right, that's not. She looks like she's about to get sassy. Oh, yeah, she does look like she's about to get sassy. I bet this bitch will give you a talking to. Someone who looks like that, yeah, I'm sure she's received very little pushback. I'm Chandler Morgan
in for Tanika Hughes.
And I'm Ben Becker.
She's in for Tanika Hughes. She's hoping to fucking do that part permanently.
New tonight, a judge found Jessica Goncalves guilty after hearing testimony. Axios Jack's confirmed with ICE that she's from Brazil and is not a legal U.S. citizen. Axios Jack's Alexis Clevenger is live outside the Duval County Courthouse.
Look, when it comes to road rage, I understand the occasional losing your shit and screaming thing. I've had it happen in my life. But if you're an illegal alien in the time of this current administration. How many warning flags do you need to just keep your at shoe level? Like, this is the worst part. You're a horrible person if you want illegal residents to be deported by those who criticize. You're a horrible person. But if you just want the ones who stop breaking the law, asshole. Like, again, don't send up a flare to look into whether or not you're a legal resident by starting road rage incidences with teenagers and then attacking them.
Alexis, the woman walked out of the courtroom, but not in handcuffs.
Well, I mean, we have to be very nice to our illegal aliens because we don't want to be rude. They just, I don't know, ignored the rules of this country when they came here. Which, I mean, if you want to be a citizen of this country, I used to be very, very in favor of that. Like, well, you're trying so hard to get here to have a life. Right. But I have zero sympathy for you if you've broken any laws. And since just coming here is breaking one of them, it's a little difficult. It's tricky. But, yeah, hashtag overtanned. Lady, just say no to Botox. Oh, yeah. We got cheek fillers like a motherfucker. Plus, how humid is it in Florida? Look at this chick. She is glistening. She is glistening like she just got rubbed down for a Diddy party.
Ben and Chandler, a judge sentenced her to 6 months probation for attacking 2 teenage girls in a 2024 road rage incident. But due to her legal status, an ICE spokesperson says now it'll be up to an immigration court to decide if she has a legal path to remain in the U.S.
I find that the defendant is guilty.
Again, road rage, 2 teens. I have a problem with the person who does this in general. But if you're here illegally, I feel like, no, we'll be all right. Like, well, I'm sorry, call me an asshole all you want. What are we gaining by keeping this person? I find the defendant guilty beyond a reasonable doubt.
That's the verdict from a Duval County judge for 31-year-old Jessica Goncalves. She's the woman seen in this video arguing with 2 teens last year. JSO says the fight started after one of the teens accidentally cut Jessica off while they were waiting in line at a charter school. They both get out of the car and things get physical fast.
Why were you waiting outside a charter school? I've got a lot of questions.
You can see Goncalves grab one of the girls by her sleeve and yank her forward. Thursday, Goncalves took to the stand to tell her side of the story.
I grabbed her sleeve in order to show her my children were in the car. Yeah, but you still don't do that. And why were you just driving by a charter school?
I grabbed her sleeve in order to show that my children are in the car.
Her defense attorney says.
So you don't speak English. You're not here legally. And again, road rage incident. Yeah, I'd be pissed if they threaten my kids too. But it's not our fault that we can't speak Spanish the minute you have an issue. She looks like Dana White needs to hire her for the UFC. King Kong Dong, that's mean. Return trip. Brazil isn't that bad. Why is she here? I hope those aren't her final set of teeth. Oh. Guy, be nice. She just got her finger popped by Electro. I don't know who that is.
All she wanted to do was let the driver who cut her off know that she was protecting her kids.
There was a language barrier when she was trying to speak to her. The girls didn't take her serious. They were laughing.
Yeah, dude, they didn't take her serious. They were laughing. Yeah, and she escalated things. Who's the person at fault for the language barrier? Look, when you travel abroad as an American and there's a language barrier, it's your fucking fault. You're not in America. Learn to speak the language. But if someone comes here and there's a language barrier, same rules apply. That's on you. It's not a new thing we're doing here with this whole English language. It's kind of been a thing for the last 250, so I feel like you could probably have found out by now. I wouldn't take her seriously, says King Kong Dong. Neither would I. Because, again, nothing actually happened. And this behavior, even if you have kids in the car, isn't okay. You can't show your children that it's okay to accost somebody just because they don't understand the language you're speaking.
Matter.
Meanwhile, the teens testified and described.
And I still want to know what was the lady doing around a charter school? Was that just she Google mapped a place and it took her by there, or was she actually stopping? Do your kids go to a charter school? Because I've got some questions about your children attending a charter school.
Their thought processes during the incident.
Out of my car, and I was looking at the person that was in the car, and I had my hands like this, and I was asking what happened, what's wrong. The first time it was as she was approaching me, and she had put her arms out and she had touched my chest. I was asking her what was wrong with her, and I was just very scared.
And their family sent Action News Jax a statement saying, "All we wanted was for her to understand that you can't do this to people, especially children, and get away with it." Now, ICE initially told us that upon completion of local charges, Goncalves would be turned over to ICE, but now they say that they will have more information at a later date. For local.
All righty. So I thought they were deporting her. Apparently they're not. But either way, road rage incident does not really help. We've got that and that. Oh, and I think Digger dropped us something too. I gotta check if we did that. When you go to Germany, I learn where's the bathroom, what part of the city are we in, where's the bar, and can I get a drink, all in German. Well, actually, like, that's the thing. If I went to Germany, I'd probably start remembering German better if I went to Germany. Start at the 1 minute mark. Oh, dear Lord. Oh, dear Lord, that can't be. I've got a rather gruesome story. All right, then. And I got another interesting one there. So we've got a couple things to fill in. We've got, what is it, a little less than 2 hours, an hour 45 or so in the show.